I hope you guys are ready. I've been preparing for this one. This one's going to be quick. This one's going to be fast. And this is going to be the message that you need today. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. You know how we rock and roll. There's going to be some really good little golden nuggets that's going to help you guys. You know, we're already in the second week of the year. Ain't that crazy? I mean, the second month of the year. Like, bro, what? Holy moly. So I'm super fired up. I'm super excited for you guys. And let's just dive right in. So as you guys know, we're on week 3. So this is what we're going to name our little title today. So week 3 is all about sales energy. Okay? That's what we're going to title our papers today, Patrick, is going to be sales energy, baby. Come on. All right. And at the end of this call, guys, I'm going to be going over, okay? At the end of this call, so if you have to leave earlier, I would check back and go watch the recording if you have access to our ETA training app. I'm going to be going over at the end the 6 key traits of a positive frequency mindset. And you guys will see how that ties in here in just a second. So let's get right after it. Week 3, sales energy. Sales has everything to do with energy. And I'm not talking about the energy of me just yelling and screaming and just, like attacking. I'm talking about the energy that's inside of you, that frequency. How are you operating? Can people look at you and be like, dang, that guy's a dick? Or like, dang, that guy, what's wrong with that guy? That guy's got some good energy. That's the kind of energy. It's not just picking up the phone or freaking yelling at somebody. No. It's the energy that you carry. It's the energy that you have. So many people, they try to figure out the physical side. Now put yourself in these shoes, okay? Put yourself in these shoes, Isaac. So many people try to figure out the physical side of their sales business, right? I remember I was guilty of this for a long time. I would map out everything. I would write it all down. Let me give you guys a little example. Let me give you guys an example. Okay, this is what I got to do. There's 365 days a year. There's 52 weeks. There's 12 months. This is where I got to do. I've got to write this down. I got to have this many deals out. I got to be here. And you know what I never did? All those goals and stuff that I wrote down where I wanted to be. Well, shit. I didn't hit them. Why does nobody hit their goals if they could write them down? They know what they want. They know they need to sell X amount of cars. They know they need to get in this amount of people, but they still don't hit their goals. But your numbers are set though. What? But if you have the set amount of numbers, but you're not hitting them, what's the deal? What's the deal? This is the deal, Alan. Check this out, bro. You're gonna like this one. Success. Success is not what you have to do. Success is not what you have to do in order to become successful. I'm going to say that again. Success is not what you have to do in order to become successful. It's who you have to become in order to become successful. Who is the man, the woman that you have to become? It's not the slick mouth word tracks. It's not overcoming all these different objections. Yes, that helps. But the person that you become along the journey, that is what matters the most. And that's the part that most people, they just skip over. Most people just forget that part. Okay? They forget. They don't know. So check this out. You guys are going to love this one. You guys are going to love this one. Your income, right? Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Alan. Your income inside of business is completely correlated to your frequency inside of your life. Do you guys hear that? You guys hear that one? Your income inside of your business is completely correlated to your frequency inside of your life. You guys haven't been sold a lie by the education system and how we was brought up. It wasn't they was just feeding you lies all the time. It they just sold you a low frequency. That's what it was. They sold you a low frequency. When you were in school, they didn't want you yelling. They didn't want you jumping up and down. They didn't want you going crazy. They wanted you to follow in line. They wanted you to be quiet. Quiet mouse, still mouse. They wanted you to go put your little name on the wall if you was talking. They sold you a low frequency. And they programmed you to be a cog in the wheel and a factory worker. That's all, but that's what happened. They're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. Yes, Michael. Michael, your income inside of business is completely correlated to your frequency inside of life. The next part is you haven't been sold a lie in the education system. You've just been sold a low frequency. Let me guys give you the example. I've given an example before. I've given an example before at the airport, but I did another experiment the other day. So me and Zella, we went to the mall and we went to the food court and eat some Seedles. Yuck. Anyways, so we're at the mall and I, instead of just being plugged into my phone, texting, sending videos, going crazy, I was like, Zella, let's just watch people. Let's be those weirdos and just listen to people. So we're at the food line. We're standing in line. There's a bunch of people, and we're getting Chick-fil-A, of course. Still has Seedles, but you know that's just how it went. And I'm sitting there listening to the people that's in the line. I'm talking about the people behind me, and they're just talking about things. Like this one lady was talking about how like she can never get a break, like they're at her work, how they're working her so hard, and everything that was coming out of that lady's mouth was just like, it was low energy. It was negative thoughts. It was things that you don't want to be attracting into your life. So we grab our food, we go sit down literally right slap dab in the middle of everybody. And I'm just eating my food and I'm just listening to people's conversations. And what was crazy is not one person, okay? Every single person was just talking about things that didn't bring any value. Zero value at all to themselves or anything that they had something to do with inside of their life, Marcus. It was all garbage. It was all negative. It was all hatred. It was all things. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. This frequency that 99, I would say 100% of the people that I listened to while I was at the mall, it was on the low end side. Every single one of it. It was on the low end side of the frequency chart. So check this out. Let's say we have a frequency chart. Maybe you call it an energy chart, whatever. On the bottom of that chart, what are some of these things that keep people at that low frequency? Well, I'm going to rattle off a few of them. Doubt. Doubt's a low frequency. Worry. How many people are worrying about things that's just completely uncontrollable, but they still worry about it? What about fear? False evidence appearing real. How many people are living with fear nowadays? Anxiety. How many people are just eat up with anxiety? Maybe it's because of the freaking bullcrap antidepressants that the government and the doctor has them on. Doubt, worry, fear, anxiety. Those are all low. Those are all really low energy vibes. Every single one of them. So now what's the opposite? What's the opposite of low? It's high. So at the top, let's say we're at the top of the chart. What's something that's, what would be some words that's at the top? Enlightenment, right? Enlightenment, peace, right? Peaceful, joy, love. How much of a difference is that from the people that I've seen in the mall? It's a complete 180 difference. Complete top to bottom shift. So what in the heck am I training you guys on that for today? The reason I'm training you guys on that is because you have one of the baddest ass systems in the world when it comes to learning sales. But if you don't become that person that's attracting the right energies, you're never going to be able to say the word tracks how you need to say them. You're never going to have the confidence to go in there and present that deal. That's right, Jack. This is the shit that matters. This is the stuff that matters, guys. So think about that. Think about this. High energy equals enlightenment, peace, joy, love. And then think about this. This is a big one. Check this out. Let's just take the average income. I'm talking about the money earned per month by those people that I was listening to at the mall. Okay? Because remember this. Your average income is completely correlated to the average frequency inside of your life. Okay? Did you guys get that? So check this. Check this out, Michael. If I take the average income of every single one of those people that was sitting around me and I was listening to, what do they make? Probably $2,000 to $5,000 a month. Maybe they make $2,000 to $5,000 a month, minimum wage, minimum standard, maybe $45,000, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. Why is that? How could I guess that? Because if you go talk to anybody that's earning that kind of income, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have more of the lower frequency chart than they are the higher. So, if you're in that position right now, how are you acting? What is your frequency level like? What do we need to do now that we're aware, now that we're consciously and subconsciously aware? What do we do now? That's right. That's right, Flora. That's right. We're going to raise it. You know, I say it all the time. The person that can self-correct is forever wealthy. Where's your frequency? When do you catch yourself? Do you catch yourself at a lower frequency when you're around certain kinds of people? Do you catch yourself at a lower frequency when you're doing things or watching things that you know you probably shouldn't need to be watching? Where's that frequency? This is all about growth, guys. This is what we're here to do. So, those people that make, $2,000 to $5,000 a month, that's the average income in America right now. The average frequency in the world. The average frequency in the world, I can't say the world, I've never been outside of there. So why don't I just say the average frequency in America right now, what you see on TV and all the fake news that they put out there. What is it? It's hatred. It's guilt. It's fear. It's jealousy. That's what they're wanting to program every single person. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're selling you right now. They're selling you that that's normal. Everybody has the hatred, guilt, fear, jealousy. Okay. Now we're aware. While I was in the mall, everything that I was hearing and I was listening to was a reflection of what's going on inside of those people's minds. That's all it was. That's literally all that it was. And here's the truth. Here's the truth bomb. What's going on inside of their mind is literally dictating the energy that's inside of their life. Everything that's going on in between those 6 inches between their ears, every single bit of it is dictating the energy that they have in their life. Whether it's with their family, whether it's with their their work, whether it's with their friends. That kind of energy is what they're giving out without even knowing, because that's where they're programmed. That's where they're programmed to be. So, where are we at? Where is our programming? How are we thinking? Okay. Now check this out. Check this out. You can't just take opposite action of what's happening inside of your mind. Isn't that interesting? You can't just take opposite action. You have to self-correct. You have to self-correct. Most people, okay? Most people say they want to make $25,000 a month. Most people say they want to earn more money. But 2 seconds ago, before they said that, they were talking crap about somebody that they work with. What kind of frequency are they vibrating? The negative ones. They're never going to be able to track that big money, big winning energy because they have garbage that's coming out of their mouth. They want to make $25K a month, but their frequency in the garbage that's coming out of their mouth is programming them and letting them operate at $2,000 a month earning frequency with that energy. We can't have it. Self-correct. We're going to audit. We're going to fix it. Before the what do I need to do to earn $25,000 a month, the question is who do I have to become in order to become successful and earn the $25K? And that all correlates with how do you raise your frequency. It all boils down to how you raise your frequency. So I want you guys to grab your phones right now and let's just do this together because I'm kind of curious myself. Let's see. Let's type in Google human frequency chart. Let's just look that up. Human frequency chart. Put in the chat. I know there's a couple different answers. Put in the chat what the top of the chart says, and let's just check those out for a minute. Looks like I hit it on the head on this one. I'm seeing enlightenment. I'm seeing peace. I'm seeing joy, love, reason. Yep. Now let's look at the bottom. So I'm looking at the bottom on this chart now. Check this out. I didn't even put these down. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, anger. Shoo! Dang. And that's the world that we live in, boys and girls. That's the world that we live in. So who do I have to become? That's right. Joseph. Who do I have to become in order to earn the income? What kind of frequency do I need to vibrate at? Remember, Marcus, I see you getting swole. It's not what you do, it's who you have to become. How much training do you got to put in, Daniel? How much time do you got to put in to learn this kind of stuff? What does that look like? Write it down on your piece of paper. What do you need to do to become the person you need to become to attract the life and the income you want to earn? Who is that person? Write him down. Write her down. Whatever is written is retained. You notice how you hear like these rappers and these songwriters, they'll have a pen and paper. They'll have a pen and paper beside their bed and they'll just wake up in the middle of the night and just start writing lyrics down. It's because they had frequency. They had some type of frequency that give them the urge and the courage and the belief and that little umph to wake up in the middle of the night and write some stuff down that may be their next hit record. But you know what they did? They wrote it down. So if you know where you need to go and who do you have to become to get there, Why would we not want to do everything we possibly could to create that human being?
Identify the end goal and then work your way backwards, right?
That's what we got to do, guys.
And it's important to know the data, right? Like,
That's what we have to do.
You know that, like, you guys know roughly what one truck produces in revenue.
Check this out. We got 70 people on the call right now. Everybody's taking notes unless they're driving. We got a good group. We got a really good group. These Monday calls are growing like crazy. I love that, and I appreciate you guys for showing up. So, check this out, okay? If your energy is high, remember energy and frequency, kind of the same thing. Not just yelling and screaming. If your energy is high, you attract everything you want in your life.
Okay, so do you know, like,
It's not, remember this, it's not that you have to work harder. Listen to me. You guys know I preach on hard work too. It's not that you just have to work hard, Jack, because if that was the case, if working hard was the only answer to everything inside of business and sales, then you, your grandparents, your kids, they would all have generational wealth. What do I mean? What do you mean, Jesse? What do you mean? Listen to me. Our ancestors would be rich and wealthy because they worked their butts off. I know my grandparents and my great-grandparents, they were in the fields. They were freaking working their hind ends off. They was building stuff. Like, that was hard work, okay? Breaking backs out in the field, working their butts off. That was hard work. Working on the farms, you name it, whatever that they was doing, it was hard. They didn't have cars back then. They had to freaking walk or get on a horse. Like, that's hard work, right? That's the hard work. But ask yourself this question. How does Jesse Cloud operate inside of my mind? Okay. How do I operate inside of my mind? Where am I at? What do I need to do? Am I more in a negative state than a positive state? Or am I like, dang, bro, Jesse, everything you said, I know I'm on track, dude. I know when I was coming up listening to Andy's call still to this day, I'm like, dang, bro, everything he's saying, I'm doing it. I'm right. I'm on the right path. I can feel it. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And it was just good reassurance. And I know there's some of you on here that's doing and living exactly what I've been telling you and teaching you on this call right now. You're doing it. Good. Don't stop, Pastor. Don't stop, Hector. Don't stop, Brandon. We're doing it. It's time to just lean in a little bit more. The reason you're on these calls is finding those edges, Wes. It's just finding that one little thing, that one little bitty thing that's boom. That's how we're going to keep our edge. Maybe this helps you with your next client closing. Maybe this helps you with your next recruitment on your team. Maybe this helps you with a relationship or an argument that you have with a significant other. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe when you argue with your spouse, it puts you in that lower frequency. Maybe we need to fix that. I'm just saying things. Some things is going to correlate. Absolutely, watch the recording for sure. That'll be a good one. That's a good one. Now check this out. What thoughts do I got to think? For me, Jesse Cloud, if I want to become this person, if I want to be leaders to millions of people, if I want to take Andy out one day, if I want to be better looking than him, I just look in the mirror and obviously say I am already. What do I have to do? What thoughts do I got to think? How do I got to speak? What people do I need to be around? Right? How do I keep my energy high? Remember, we haven't been sold a low frequency. We haven't been sold a scam. We've been sold a low frequency. That's it. We haven't been sold a scam. We've been sold a low frequency. But today, I want you guys to resell yourself. I want you guys to resell yourself on energy today. Not just picking up the phone, hoorah, let's go to war, rah, rah. No. Sell yourself on the energy that you need to carry to enlighten every single person you come into. Because remember, what was on the top of the chart? It was enlightenment. What do we got to do to make every conversation that you have with every single person that you come into every single day enlightened?
So my couch.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Maybe some people don't get it today, Lewis. Maybe some people they don't, but they're getting a little bit better. They're just getting a little bit better. But maybe somebody does get it. Good. There's a thing called skill stacking. And it never ends. I remember when I was living with Andy, when I lived with him for 10 months. Some of you guys know this story. Some of you guys have never heard it, so I'm going to share it with you really quick. At that point in time in my life, I was training for a marathon. So I was waking up really early. And when I say really early, I'm talking about 2:45 a.m. It was sick. 2:45. I did it for 90 days. I didn't go any day further. I didn't go a day less. I did it for 90 days. I was on a mission of doing some things. 2:45, I would wake up. Boom. I go upstairs because guess what? I'm thirsty. I'm dying because I'm running more than I ever have in my entire life. My bones are hurting. My joints are hurting. I need some water. So what do? I wake up 2:45, groggy. I stumble up the stairs, and I go into the kitchen to get some water, right? Andy's still awake.
I love it.
I thought he was just waking up.
But like, here's a cool part.
So I go over there, groggy. He's at his he's at his table that's in the living room, or excuse me, he's at his dining room table that's just outside of the kitchen. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, why are you up? He's like, how long? I was like, how long have you been up? He looked at me, freaking eyes bloodshot. You know how his eyes are. It's because he doesn't sleep. I was like, bro, why are you up so early? He looked at me and kind of grinned. He's like, what are you talking about? I haven't went to sleep yet. And then he just looked back down, started writing again. And now there's literally 50 to 60 pages of paper that's torn out and has writing on them. I asked him, I was like, Andy, what are you doing? He says, this is my next 90 days. This is the next runway. This is how I'm going to do this on social media. This is how I'm going to do to pivot our team. This is how I'm going to do this. And he literally had 90 days of everything written out on a piece of paper. And he didn't go to sleep. Imagine the energy and frequency that he was on that give him that mental frequency, that fortitude, that power to stay up, just like those writers, just like those songwriters we was talking about, when they get that little feeling and they're starting to write stuff down. That's what he was operating off of. And I remember that was a really, 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 really big growing point for our entire company. That's right, Marty. I remember like the social media really blowing up. And that's when the six-packer you're fired video went freaking nuts, you know? It worked. It worked to a T, everything that he wrote down. So, if you're a sales pro, if you're a business owner, if you're a professional at what you do, I'm going to repeat it again. If you're a sales pro, if you're a business owner, and if you're a professional at what you do, I think energy is everything. I think people buy your energy before they buy your product. I think people say yes to your energy before they say yes to your product. I'm going to say it one more time. They say yes to your energy before they say yes to your product. Remember, it's not what I have to do. It's not what I have to do to close more deals. It's not what I have to do to earn more money. It's who do I have to become. Think about it. Think about this. How can you consistently raise your vibration? What actions do you need to take? What do you need to do? How do you raise it? Because when you raise your vibration, you're going to raise your income guaranteed. So that's what I want you guys to really focus on. Raising that vibration. Raising that income. And that's what we're going to do. And I told you guys at the end, I know we're coming up on time, but there's something else that I need to share with you guys, okay? So I need to share this. Check this out. Here's a sales training formula, right? This is the sales training formula, and I like to call it sales identification. Okay? So check this out. Most people inside of sales always looks toward the end of the sales process. What's the end of the sales process, Alan? That's the close. That's when the money is exchanged. That's when the deal goes down. So, most people look forward to the end, but they never identified where the leaks in the boat was for that client or business. They never found that pain. They never found the driving force of why in the heck they reached out to begin with. And I'm gonna show you guys. That's right. I'm gonna show you guys how making little improvements can literally double your business and your income on a month-to-month basis and on a yearly basis. Every great business owner, entrepreneur, salesperson is always going to identify their leaks inside of their business. Maybe some of your leaks is closing. Maybe some of your leaks is follow-up. Maybe some of your leaks is the frequency that you're not operating with. Maybe that's a leak. But that's why we're on these calls. We're figuring them out. So I'm going to share with you, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different, process road to the sale. The first one is I like to call like the meet and greet from the car business, but you can also call it opening the conversation, right? That's the first thing that we do. We're going to open up the old conversation. Number 2, we're going to build rapport. Fact, find, qualify, right? For you car guys on here, we're going to build rapport. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the pain. We're going to find their pain, okay? Open conversation, build rapport, find the pain, and then we're going to present. Well, what are we going to present to? Well, we're going to present to the pain. We're going to present on what we have that can help them solve whatever problem that they've got going on. Brandon, for instance, when we was on the phone the other day, that lady, her pain when I was listening to your conversation, that lady's pain was she was worried about her animals getting eaten. That was her pain right there. Boom. Nothing else needed to be said. She needed a place that could sanction her animals so that way they don't get killed. That was the pain right there, bro. Bam. But can you see that? That was it. That's all that we needed. We don't need to be on a phone call for an hour with these people. We need to find their pain and show them that we're the professionals that's there to solve it. After we present, remember, we're presenting to their pain. We're going to overcome objections, right? And when I say overcome objections, assure them that they're doing the right thing, which is doing business with you. Y'all, that's all you're doing. Overcoming objections, and then we're going to close the deal. We're going to close the deal. When we're presenting, never forget, we're going to present to their pain. What's their hot buttons? Why did they reach out? Why do they want to do business with us? If you don't have their pain and why they need to make a decision, it's going to be harder for you to lock the deal down. It's going to be harder. So check this out. I'm going to do this quick little analogy, and then I'm going to go into those key traits of a positive frequency mindset that I promised you guys. Check this out. You know how easy it is to go from $100K a year to $200K? To go from a $100,000 earner to a $200,000 earner. It's a 10% increase in your skill set. Think about that. 10% increase in your skill set. At 10%, you increase your skill set, you double your commissions. Check this out. Let's just say for round numbers, so it's easy math. Let's say you close 1 out of 10 deals. Let's say you close 1 out of 10 deals, and that one sale makes you $10,000 a month. Check this out, Hector. 1 out of 10 deals pays you $10,000 a month, hypothetically. If you increase your skill set by 10%, what does that do? Now you're closing 2 out of 10. Boom, there's 20 grand a month. So there's a lot of you on here, I'm looking at you make a lot more money than $10,000, $20,000 a month. What happens when you increase your skills, but you also increase your team skills? Think about that. Think about that bigger picture, the guys up here that's running a team. What happens when your team gets 10% better? Their bank accounts grow and so does yours. Increase your skill set by 10%. Like if you only increase your skill set by 10% this year, you're now closing more deals, which equals more commissions. And you're right there and you double what you make.
I'm almost curious if like there should be a specific team of.
Now let's get into the old finale. Right?
What do you guys call it? How do you guys
Key traits. Remember, key traits of a positive frequency mindset.
Lingo? Like what do you guys call them? Do you have names for them? Like, you know, with like different types of strategies?
Key traits of a positive frequency mindset. The first one.
Okay.
And I love how this ties into everything that we just talked about. The first one is going to be embracing challenges.
So,
seeing challenges as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles.
I want your thoughts on this too, right? I'm more
Okay? Challenges.
for starters because
Making sure you do your 20 minutes minimum a day of studying. Challenges. Getting on a Zoom call or talking to a client, even though you may not be ready to do it yet. Challenges. Embracing them. Because that's how we're going to grow the fastest. Embrace challenges, number one. Number two, it's going to be learning from your feedback. Learning from feedback, what do I mean? Well, I'm going to go down this little rabbit hole. Check this out. Viewing criticism and feedback as valuable information for improvement, not as personal attacks.
makes a lot of sense. And that almost has me thinking like, you know,
Congrats on the yacht ticket, Marty. Let's go.
it's almost like
You deserve it, bro.
could there be a trouble
Learning from feedback. Now, what does this mean?
could there be both?
Maybe it's you getting a call of yours recorded and taking it to somebody that's better than you or somebody that's going to help you in some shape, way, form, or fashion. And you say, hey, destroy me on this call. I want to get better. I know I'm not where I want to be. Tell me where I suck.
When you started,
That's the best way to learn from feedback right there. Bam. Number three. Number three is going to be persistence. Number three is persistence. Sticking with tasks and the things that you tell yourself that you're going to do. Rather than giving up on them and just moving to the next thing. If we write down, hey, I'm going to make 50 calls today. I'm usually doing a bunch of work on my business. I'm emailing, I'm contacting the support, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm going to make time and I'm going to be on the front lines with my team and I'm making a minimum of 50 calls of everything that I got to do. You better stick to it. Because those little lies that you tell yourself, well, you know, I didn't tell anybody. I just told myself internally. You lied to yourself. So ask yourself this question. Would you stay with somebody who constantly lied to you? No, you wouldn't. If your wife continued to lie to you, you probably wouldn't be with her. Because you couldn't trust her. So why would we lie to ourselves and say we're going to do something and then not end up doing it? Persistence. Keep your word. Persistence. Number four. Number four is we've got to value our effort. Value your effort. Recognize that effort is a crucial part of mastery and a crucial part of success.
like another concept I'll break down for you guys. You guys know what the core four is?
And you know how you track effort? You know who could track effort? You. You're the only person that could track your effort. I'm the only person that knows when I leave at the Lions Den, let's say I go home today at 4 o'clock, and I have an entire setup inside of my room that I have an office built out where it's quiet, no distractions. I'm the only one that knows if I'm giving everything that I got, if I'm putting in all the effort. And my numbers show I do. My numbers show it. How is your effort? We're adding all these together. Next is going to be, check this out. I think we're on 5, right? 5? Yes, we're on 5. Learning from others. Being open to learning from the successful and the people that may be unsuccessful. Maybe you're just on their team. Maybe this thing that you learn from that person is that they're full of crap and you don't want to listen to them anymore. We're always going to be learning from every single person. And I find myself doing this if I'm in a conversation with somebody, like if I'm in a conversation with somebody and I don't feel like I'm learning anything, or if I feel like I'm just stuck, I check out. I'm like, I'm zoned out, bro. I'm just like gone. I'm like, what am I doing? And I listened to something I had in my phone. I was listening to it this morning. It says, average people count the years and the month. Good people count the weeks and the days. The most successful people on the planet, they count the minutes inside of the hour. What? I'm like, bro, that makes so much sense. Because here recently, I've literally been using this little time clicker here, and I will be seeing how fast I could get through my tasks throughout the day. Like, let's just say that after this call, I have what do I have on my calendar right here? Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appointments. I have confirming appointments and messaging back a couple people, and I have 15 minutes to do that as soon as 10 o'clock hits before my appointment at 10:15. We're Arizona time. So I'm going to get all that stuff done in 15 minutes because I am getting my SHIT down to the minute. Because it pissed me off last year that I could have made $1 million and I came up short, and I know that I'm worth $1 million. And I'll be damned if I'm going to miss it this year. There's no way I'm missing it. But I'm going to have to become stingy with my time, and my energy is going to have to be infectious 24/7, 365, every single conversation, intentionally speaking the truth. That's where we're at. The last thing, then we'll answer a couple questions. We have 10 minutes left. View failure positively. Okay? View failure positively. I was on the call last night with one of my guys. He's in our yearly coaching program. He just had surgery. He's been eating shit sandwiches for the last 6 months. But for the last 10 years, he's been doing things he shouldn't have been doing. And now he's suffering those consequences. So what's going to happen to him? He's trying to break through and go to this next level of life, but he's failing. Stuff's going to happen. Bills are stacking up. Work's not coming in. He just had surgery. He could barely walk. The negative force, I believe there's a good and I believe there's a bad force. Call it God, call it the devil. I believe in that stuff. That negative force is doing everything it possibly can to hold him back, to get him back to doing cocaine, to get him back to smoking weed, to get him back to taking prescription drugs. It's doing all this stuff to pull him back down. And I told him, I was like, hey, what does Andy say? To get rid of your old life, you have to kill your old self to become the new one. You got to kill off the old you. His book, literally his book that he just come out with. So if you go take a bump, if you take another pill, if you keep smoking weed, you're just going to continue to live the same life the last 10 years, the one that's put you in this situation today. And I was like, listen to this. The worst thing that can happen, what? He says, I can file bankruptcy. I was like, do you die though? No? Do you have an opportunity to start over? And this guy lives in Canada. So you can still breathe and you can still become a success story of somebody that literally took the hard way and did things the wrong way the last 10 years, but you still figured out a way to make it happen. You only lose when you quit. That's right. So, view failure positively. And I could comfortably say that because, well, what do you mean, Jesse, you have all this money? No. My first 6 months in the Elliott Group, I got my butt kicked. Nobody knows this, but one time I was pumping gas in my truck at the Circle K right up the road, and my credit card didn't have enough money to put any damn gas in the thing. I didn't have enough money to put gas. But guess what? Not one person on our team knew it. Andy didn't know it. You know why? Because I was still vibrating off of a positive frequency, and I never let anybody think that Jesse Cloud was down. Nobody ever knew. I think our team's going to go back and watch this call. They're going to be like, Jesse, are you serious? Yep. I'm human just like you there, bud. No difference. I'm just vibrating off a frequency, and I'm so thankful that I brainwashed myself to believe and think this way all the time. Because I can't remember the last time I had a bad day. So, to wrap that up, guys, view failure positively. View failure positively. So, I'm going to open it up. I'll answer questions. I have a hard cutoff here in 6 minutes. I wanted to get done a little bit earlier to answer your guys' questions, but maybe you guys are just so fired up, you're ready to go attack. Maybe there's nobody that has any questions. But I'm going to put my Instagram in the chat here, Jesse_Cloud9. Would love to connect with you guys on social media. I'm posting a lot of really cool content thanks to my man Manny, who does all of my stuff for me, makes me look extra sexy. So if you're on social media, Instagram, shoot me a DM. I'd love to follow you guys back, take you on this journey, follow your guys' journey. I love this. All of you guys have already paid to join our coaching programs. You're inside of here. You invested your time, your energy, your capital. Alan, I appreciate the love, man. Yeah, so I just put my Instagram in there. If you send me a message on Instagram, I'll follow you back, because why would I not want to surround myself with other people that are wanting to vibrate off this kind of frequency? Let's go. Shoot me a DM. Marcus, what's up, my brother?